Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a very quick tutorial to show you how I altered my WeRMemory Keepers Magnetic Mat. So this mat is two-sided. It has this blank side on one side and then the other side is a grid where it has all the measurements. So I do a lot of videos, as you all know, and I wanted to do something where I can change it up and maybe do something a little more pleasing to the eye while we're watching videos. And so I decided to pull out some contact paper that I had in my stash. Now, contact paper is relatively cheap and you can buy it on Amazon or whatever site you find that is of a good price. I will link below what I have, but it's relatively cheap and you can change it out. So if I get bored of this, I'm going to be able to change it out pretty quickly. And so what I'm doing right here is I am figuring out how much contact paper I need on the blank side of my mat. Now I chose to cover the blank side because, well, let's face it, it's blank and it's not quite useful. This side with the grid is extremely useful because if I need to measure something, it's easy peasy. I flip it over and now I have two sides. So what makes this mat different? This mat is magnetic. And if you've seen any of my videos in the last month, I rave about it because it is very strong. Also, I could say the magnets that you use are going to be strong. So the mat itself is almost like the metal portion, and then any magnet that you use is going to stick to it. So what does that mean for you? It means that dies will not stick to your mat. Only magnets will. So I wanted to let you know that because I think we all thought that when I first bought it, and then I realized that wasn't the case. So here's some tools here I'm pulling out. Prior to me babbling, it was just me measuring the contact paper, so you didn't miss much there. But I'm taking out these tools here, and this one I used because we did a wall, an accent wall in my house with faux brick, and it's amazing. And everybody thinks it's like real brick, and it's not. It's incredible what a little shading and dimension will do. So I thought I would insert real quick here a before and after photo of some of those projects that we did. So we did an accent wall in the living room, or the dining room, and then also the kitchen. So I'll show you those real quick. And that's contact paper. The greatest thing about that is our kitchen is completely outdated. We rent. And so this look just really livened it up and gave it a little bit of a modern twist. So yay! So I am just going to flatten that out, and I have my little Cricut tool here to kind of get out some of those smaller bubbles. And so you watched as I put that down. You want to start slow and start from the top and work your way down while you're flattening it out as you go. And then I turned it over, and I happen to have another cutting mat underneath this one, which is a little bit bigger, this black one. And I'm just cutting mat crazy here, people. I have a cutting mat under my cutting mat. What is wrong with me? So I am using that, though, to trim down the excess contact paper. And so I'm using an X-Acto knife, and I'm going to trim that down perfectly. I don't want it to bend over the side because I want to be able to flip this over and have it still be aesthetically pleasing. So the next thing I'm going to do is pull out some vinyl. This is glossy vinyl. Yes, you heard that right. It's just regular vinyl that we would throw through our Cricut and cut out some cool stuff that I am going to place on the right side of my mat, akin to the Tonic Tim Holtz mat. This is my version of doing that. It's not the same material. I don't know what his is made of. I just know that I saw some shiny stuff in my stash and I said, let me give this a go. And so I decided to put a strip down right on the right-hand side of this mat. So now I have some, pleasing looking wood grain, and I have a surface that I can actually work on. So here I'm going to show you very quickly. I'm using Distress Oxide inks off to the side here, and I am smushing those down. I'm not going to make a card here, so don't get too excited. I'm actually just going to show you that this actually works. And so I'm going to spray that down, and then I'm going to pick it up with some watercolor cardstock. And you see how that just works, just like a craft mat or a laminated sheet. It's the same concept. It's shiny. It's an easy surface to work on. And so, and I can change this out as frequently as I need to, although Distress Oxides do not stain it. So I think that was really nice for me to see. There are certain materials that I'm sure will stain it, although I'm not sure it will change the makeup of it. but you know, that's just, I'm going to have to figure that as I go. So I got this little strip. It was a couple dollars from Amazon because I wanted to put some sort of ruler on the bottom. And so I'm cutting it down because that, to me, I don't even know what all that stuff is. All that advertisement on there, I don't even know what that is. I saw it for a couple bucks. I said, this will work, but not with all that jazz going on. So I'm going to, like I said, just cut it down and then make it thin. I used my big tonic trimmer to do that. And so now I am just placing it down straight onto my mat. And I'm going to line up perfectly where I had cut that right after the 10-inch mark. And what's great too is I've actually added 2 inches to my mat on this side because this is an 18-inch mat. But on the other side, it's goes in a little bit, almost like a margin. And then on this side, I just go from one end to the other. So it's actually a full 20 inches. And so that will help me if I ever do need to measure something while I'm working. But here's the other side, and I'm just going to show you real quick. This is the grid side here, and this is the other side. Now, it doesn't mean I won't use the grid side, but I just thought that I would have some fun and play with this and make this sort of just my altered mat for fun. Okay, so that concludes my tutorial, but I did want to just throw in some pictures here of some of that contact paper that you can buy out there. It's amazing and so realistic. And you can also do this if you wanted to just pick up a piece of 99-cent foam board from the Dollar Tree. I guess it would be $1, not 99 cents. And just put some contact paper over that and then take your pictures on it. So just some great ideas, some really cheap ways to do this. But I hope this was helpful. Let me know in the comment section if you have any questions at all. And don't forget to hit subscribe so you don't miss anything from me. I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.